chips to his case, Nurofen headaches, cheap thongs, shit-faced. Can't talk, brain dead, Skinner still hurt my head, quick spew before bed. They say I'm loose and I'm crazy, rum and coke on Wednesday. Been this way since 18, but lately me brain seems a little dusty, hazy. Yoga doesn't faze me, I'm lazy. I still don't drive and I take the bus, and I just shoo it into his kin to show the boys how to be a man. Then I had to go outside, I spewed twice, and in the sun I work on a singleton. I still live in a caravan, but I will be alright with a beer and a pie. A beer and a pie. Breakfast, beer bongs, midnight oil, pub songs, barbecue, beer pong. Good bag, pillow, Winnie Red's sore throat, Bob Hawke, top bloke. They say I'm loose and I'm crazy, rum and coke on Wednesday. Been this way since 18, but lately me brain seems a little dusty, hazy. Yoga doesn't faze me, I'm lazy. I still don't drive and I take the bus, and I just shoot it into his can to show the boys how to be a man. Then I had to go outside, I spewed twice, and in the sun I work on a singleton. I still live in a caravan, but I will be alright with a beer and a pie. The esky is fine, covered in ice. Bruised eye, you should have seen the other guy. This time, I'll pass out tonight. I love Vegemite. Say I'm loose and I'm crazy, rum and coke on Wednesday. Been this way since 18, but lately me brain seems a little dusty, hazy. Yoga doesn't faze me, I'm lazy. I still don't drive and I take the bus, and I just shoo it into his can to show the boys how to be a man. Then I had to go outside, I spewed twice, and in the sun I work on a singleton. I still live in a caravan, but I will be alright with a beer and a pie. A beer and a pie. A beer and a pie. Pie.
All right. G'day everyone. Welcome to ComicsMATE, your mates in comics from the land down under. I am your host, Dean James, and I'm here with my mate, Kemosabe. Say hello.
G'day everyone, I'm the man called Kemosabe, the man with a plan from the land down under, the man that likes Vegemite more than Bancroft. But what can I say? That's everybody else on the planet. Even Americans like Vegemite more than Bancroft. I mean, how Australian is that guy really? He is sus, Oz. He is sus, you're right.
Barely Australian, yeah.
Barely Australian.
Exactly. We all saw that video where his accent just disappeared when he felt that he wasn't being recorded.
Oh.
Yeah,
that wasn't even a slip. That was Freudian.
Yeah, and Kemosabe, that actually is a parody song. It's some Ed Sheeran parody song, and
that's why I don't know it.
Good jam though, you know, like he knows how to play some tunes.
So it's a good tune. I like the tune. Yeah. I like it. It's very, very chill, very easy going. Not something I play in my car, but something that I don't mind if it's playing on the radio. I wouldn't change the channel. I guess is what I'm saying. But I wouldn't pay money for it.
Yeah,
Not that
that's
I, pay,
exactly right.
I don't pay money for anything in either days. I just sail the high seas because fuck Disney, fuck Miramax, fuck MGM, fuck everybody.
I was going to say your wife pays for things these days.
That's more accurate.
But yeah, anyway, before we get it started, we've got another guest tonight, a returning guest. Someone was actually brave enough to join us for a second time after he experienced ComicsMATE firsthand. So yeah, give it up for the mad lad Scott. Say hello, mate. Welcome.
What's up, everybody?
Hey, g'day, Scott.
When you said brave enough, I started thinking, yeah, you're right. What am I doing?
I mean, the last show you're on wasn't very PG-13, mate. I mean, you're coming back for a second dose. I don't know what's the matter with you.
I don't know either. I must be crazy. Yeah, my head
You had a great time last time. That's what it was.
Yep.
Yeah, this time there's nothing racy this time. Well, I mean, yeah, there's nothing racy this time, but there's plenty of racist this time. So yeah, feel free to jump in on that. But yeah, we'll start off with something just some pure cringe. Honest to God, pure cringe.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I've had no cringe today.
Is that your preparation for everybody? Like brace yourselves, folks, we're going in.
That's exactly how we do it, right? Because
that's the whole format of the show.
Yeah. Now, as much as it pains me to say this, but Twitter is great practice for the comic book industry. And yeah, that tells you everything you need to know about the state of the comic book industry. So yeah, let's have a look at this cringe that Kim Asabi brought to my attention. Yeah, this Jeremy B. White guy, you're probably not familiar with his name because all of our viewers are smart gentlemen who don't read this nonsense. But this is a journalist, quote unquote journalist. Quote unquote. Yeah.
By his own admission.
Yeah. Well, oh yeah, you're right. That is a dude. Playbook for Politico wrote an obituary for Jeremy Brown's dog, but I prefer cat. Yeah, neat, dude. All right, awesome. Yeah. Anyway, Jeremy here decided to tweet about this because he was just feeling so proud and electric. As you can see down the bottom here, it was electric.
Wow.
Yeah. What do you think was electric? Well, he got his second shot on Thursday. So on Saturday, he saw an old friend, and when it was time to say goodbye, they clasped hands. The first time in a year that he's touched the hand of someone who isn't his wife. Now,
I've been married for 10 years. I don't think I've touched the hand of anybody else who was my wife in that 10 years. What the fuck am I touching people's hands for? What's this dude going to give it hand rubs for?
No, you've shaken someone's hand before. Like, I'm sure that's what he means when he says clasped hands. Right? But before we even get into this, yeah, I don't know. How do you put this, right? Like, he is not going to like anything I have done in the last 6 months, let alone all year. Yeah, if he hasn't come into physical contact with anyone other than his wife, who I assume he sleeps next to at night, you know? So it's like, of course, you touch her.
Or if he doesn't, he approves of who does.
Himself to his wife. He's like, I can't chance it, babe. You guys sleeping down the hall.
That's it.
Yeah,
He's got the right
I
idea.
can't imagine it. Yeah, I'll come back to here so I can see the chat. But I honestly can't imagine literally being that terrified, really, because there's no other way around it. Like, why would you literally avoid contact? So yeah, sure. Even if you say you're avoiding contact, everyone was still like, you know, you still had your mates around and shit for the weekend or some shit like that. Like, you know, everybody did that. If you're single, you were hooking up and things like that. They had separate rules for people using Tinder in Australia. I don't know if they did that in the US. But yeah, like single people had separate rules to people in couples and stuff because they just couldn't stop it.
You remind me of all the jokes that were going around too, like people FaceTiming, you know, during the lockdown and stuff. And like is she worth, like, you know, going out and you know, meeting up with her for in risking COVID? Like,
yeah. Well, all right. Well, I'll say.
I'm sure a lot of people actually thinking about that. To be honest with you, those are their.
I mean, in England,
like, is it worth?
In England, they're telling you whether or not you can hug people or not. Like that's how bad it is over there. That's how
people
bad
got arrested for that.
Is today a hug day or not?
Yeah, it's been so loose here, man. Like Dean's in, you know, Victoria, the quote unquote West State, and
it's a free range prison down here, man.
Yeah,
free range prison.
Yeah, it's he's got like Bane's origin now, but with the pandemic added to it. The pandemic, I was molded by the pandemic. But up here, it's just been super loose. Aside from grandma wearing a mask now and then when they head out to get their pens or whatever, like it's just so chill. Nobody even. I was at a rodeo like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and people just shoulder to shoulder. I mean, you were sitting on people's laps just to get a view of the pig races, because they have these fantastic pig races there. It's good fun, and the kids are there and the grown ups are there. It's just loose. Nobody cared. Nobody's worried about it over here. And then we get like one case in Sydney. The missus has got to go do some training for a job in Sydney during the week. And like, one case in Sydney, we're gonna have to shut Sydney. Shut Sydney down. There's like half the country's population is in Sydney. Don't shut Sydney down for one. But over here where we are, it's forgotten about it. I mean, Coles has even moved the hand wash. You used to walk in, there'd be the hand wash and the wipes and all that stuff. Yeah. They've moved that right over to the corner on the wall on the far side.
In our area as well.
Yeah, so you've got to go looking for it. Actually,
if you move closer to Melbourne, right? Like I'm about 40 minutes, like half an hour, 40 minutes with traffic from the city itself. But if you actually move any closer from my suburb in towards the city, it's red zone fucking lines and footprints on the ground where you're allowed to stand and red tape and shit everywhere. It's crazy. But in my neighborhood, like we're just like nobody really gives a shit. I haven't seen many people other than old people in masks for a long time.
You know, I haven't seen a mask for probably a month.
It's gotten to the point where like the cops are still supposed to be enforcing it, you know, but it's gotten to the point where if they're going to try and arrest me for not having a mask, they're going to have to arrest every single person in the shopping center except for that 65-year-old lady who's, you know, sitting on the bench over there, because literally nobody is wearing masks anymore. I think people just had enough of it, to be honest. You know, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. And all the threats, all the doomsday predictions I'm making haven't come true. And
exactly.
Where's my zombie apocalypse? That's what I wanted.
Yeah. And there's people who have died because of it as a consequence or as a complications, etc. But I could line up 20 people in a row and talk to them, and 19 out of 20 they themselves don't know somebody who knows somebody who died of COVID. So all these big predictions, there are people who have died of it, and you hear, but you always hear it online. You know, my grandma died of it. That sucks, man. My grandma's 98. What? Yeah, he did. Rest in power, King. He's sorely missed. He might turn up today. The ghost of Roger might return.
Hopefully.
You can say hello to the chat, Dean?
In all honesty, Roger is actually getting better, and he should be back soon. You know, like, but COVID has been kicking his ass and all. Like, that's his quote.
But you know what it is. The reason it's not so bad for us is because Roger is fighting all of COVID. Have you seen the size of that dude's shoulders? He's just like, fuck it. I'm not getting COVID. I'm getting all the COVIDs. And he got them all in the one place. And it's just been like that scene at the end of One with Jet Li. It's just been him versus the universe of COVID. And it's just, yeah, man. He's just been going berserker rage on COVID. So, I mean, I'm not saying Roger for president, but
the US.
He needs medals or something. They got to rename a street after him or something. Like, what a hero. What a man.
Yeah, definitely a true legend in his own time. Cannot wait for him to come back. But yeah,
he's got a backdrop and everything. Like, he's professional. He actually he actually has a camera.
He made that too. Like, that's actually like trick of the light. That's not even a brick wall. It's all fake. His muscles are fake too. It's all just a big suit. Roger's actually a tiny.
No, don't ruin that for me. Don't ruin that for me. Roger has to be the real deal.
Okay. I'll just leave it at that then. But yeah, do you want to see what I've been working on? This is why we were that like minute late today, all right? Because I was working on something awesome. An awesome replacement. It's a surprise for Kimasabi too. So check this out.
Damn, that's sweet.
It didn't play it right. The whole start, I edited the whole start of it. I fixed all the intro and everything for you, and now we can play that one again without having any issues.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw it on your end, but it didn't work on my end.
I think it worked fine on our end. Yeah, it looks so much better when you've got it in AUD. I've got it on American money right now, and I keep looking at it. I keep seeing 4 figures. But now that it's in AUD, I'm like, 5-figure club, baby.
Yeah, well, I leave yours in Australian because, you know, you had yours all set up in Australian dollars, but the Embrace is set up in US dollars because, you know, Odin's American. But yeah, I mean, I can switch it if you like. Do you want me to change it to the Hong Kong dollars or whatever? Like I did yesterday?
Do the Hong Kong. Do the Hong Kong. That'll look great.
Oh man,
yeah, do Hong Kong.
Yeah, I had nearly 100,000. It was pretty sweet. How do we do this?
What do you got out there? Dean? What sort of bird is that?
That's a fucking crow, mate.
Thought it was. It sounded really familiar. We don't have
Big-ass
able.
crow. It's a big-ass crow.
He's
It doesn't sound silly enough to be a
essentially
galah.
raven.
He says,
Yeah,
"Come on,
well-
Dean, what you got?"
Alright,
Let's fight.
I'm not even doing it. I lost track of what I was doing, and I couldn't find it, and I
All
don't care
good,
that
all good.
much. But yeah, that damn crow. Yeah, crows are just mad
fucking with you, man.
ravens. They're just
Little
drunk
shitheads.
ravens.
Yeah.
That's all they do.
Trump ravens.
But
Like,
yeah,
the crow's going to do to you what those parrots did to Liam in his video.
nah, man, crows are mean. I've seen the crows like kill other birds in the backyard. It's all fucked up. They're
You
ruthless.
see the way that crows will drop rocks into a jug of water to raise the water level so they can get at the water and stuff like that?
Yeah,
Fantastic.
Smart.
Just looking at the screen, and I just got to point out that Ryan Wynn, the man, myth, the legend, he did an updated PFP for me. So my Kemosabe, my shipposting Australian picture is now this fantastic high-res, high-def version that he's done
this
for
one
me.
here? Yeah, hold on. Let me fully screen you because I saw this earlier.
Yeah,
It's fantastic.
flipped it up the right way, so everybody now knows that I'm from Australia. I really appreciate that. He took the time to do that. Completely didn't ask him to do it. He just rocked up this morning and said, "Hey, man, I just did this for fun." I'm like, what an absolute legend. Haven't paid him or anything. He just did it for nothing. But
Nice.
but that's
Alright.
a top. Because I actually really wanted something like that, and I was sort of debating how was I going to do it. I was going to have to bust out the tablet and do it myself. And he rocks up something much, much better. It's got gradients. It's got tone. I love it.
Do
I'll
my
never need-
next Ryan.
I'm never going to need another one again.
But yeah, tell us about Company Men while we've got this on the screen because we've just been talking shit this whole time. So the Company Men, give us the
Shit talkers.
the elevator pitch. Well, yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. Elevator pitch. So the Company Men, Dead, White, and Blue, 60 pages, full color, the first book out of 3. These guys are like if you mix the Suicide Squad with the world of Body of Lies or Homeland or Black Hawk down that Middle Eastern bleakness at the sort of 2010, 2012, right at the height of the Middle Eastern wars. These guys are a CIA operated hit squad. Dean, you asked me yesterday, are they mercenary themed superheroes or superhero themed mercenaries? And I said they're superhero themed mercenaries. First and foremost, these guys are mercenaries, and then they have that superhero appearance, the superpowers, that sort of thing. But they're more mercenaries than they are superheroes. The tagline I often say is, they fight so you don't have to. They kill so you can stay innocent. They're super, but they're not heroes. These guys are right in the Middle East here. They're doing a whole bunch of black ops, black bag type missions. They find out there's this huge terrorist attack coming, the sort of thing that's so big. No, Mo, that's not going to happen. Thanks for the offer, though, mate. The terrorist attack's so big, it's going to cause America to have to get engaged in yet another ground war. And they know if they don't stop this terrorist attack from happening, America's going to engage in another war. They don't have the time, resources, money, bodies on the ground to do that sort of thing. G.I. Joe with superpowers, that's not a bad way to phrase it at all.
Right.
And while they're pursuing this this terrorist attack that hears happening, the further they get into it, the more trouble they get into with their superiors, with their bosses. Eventually they get burned, they get kicked out of the CIA, and they're stuck in the middle of like no man's land, surrounded on all sides by enemy forces. They no longer have the backing, support, finances, or authority and gifted to them by the CIA. It's just five guys trying to get out of the Middle East alive while trying to clear their name, stop a major terrorist attack, and somehow get themselves back in the good graces of the US government. Because if you don't do that, you walk around with a target on your back for the rest of your life.
awesome elevator pitch. I think I got off the elevator in the last 20 seconds though, so I missed that last bit of it. But well done, very well done, excellent.
Okay.
And I think I think everyone listening actually has an idea of what the book is about now, which is very important. Very important. But yeah, tell us about the tiers you have, and everybody watching, please like and subscribe because we're your mates in comics from the land down under. So be a comics mate.
Steadily growing channel, which is great to see. So we've got the main two options that you can choose from are the standard edition, 60 pages of story. It's got that fantastic Kelso Mazine cover that you see right there. Iconic, I would even say. I think it's instantly recognizable now. I think anybody that knows now know that is the Company Man. And because the characters are so visually recognizable, you can see them drawn in a bunch of different styles and you recognize who they are. Just the way that Spider-Man's always Spider-Man, these guys are now always these guys. I think they're a part of the ComicsMATE zeitgeist at the moment. People know who they are. So you've got standard edition, 60 pages. We've got a deluxe edition, Clayton Barton, Corey Barton cover. Clayton did the art, Corey did the covers. That's 80 pages. So it's the original 60-page story plus 20 pages of incredible backup material, script pages, breakdowns, character profiles, concept art, all that sort of stuff mixed in together to give you a bit more background history about the world. We've also got a triple pack where you get the Renzo Rodriguez cover bundled into that, so you get all 3 books. It's actually cheaper to buy it that way than it is to buy it separate. This is the only way to get the Renzo Rodriguez cover now. He did this fantastic planetary-esque cover, all the characters standing there looking larger than life. Absolutely love it. I loved it so much, I said to him, Renzo, are you happy to do a variant cover on every Company Men book till the end of time? And he said, yes. I'm like, right, virtual handshake, brother, lock it in. That's the deal. Every time there's a Company Men book, unless he dies or something, God forbid, you're going to be seeing a Renzo variant cover on that book, because I love the way he captured the characters. So good.
Awesome.
And
Renzo's cover is here. This one.
Yeah, so that's in the triple pack. Again, it's the only way to get that. We've also got digital prints by the fantastic Phoenix Animation, because Company Men's at boots on the ground. It's really dusty. It's brutal. It's gory. It's sort of blue collar in a way. There's something really visceral and appealing about the way that the metal.
I don't know what that is, Viper.
Is that like? No, that's next level. Viper's operating on another level. So you get metal prints of all the covers. You can buy that as in a pack as well, or you can buy them individually if that's something that you're after. So there's also some original art pages available, and Kelso's still available to do character sketches. We're going to be rejigging the tiers in probably the next 24 to 48 hours to put together a big all-in-one pack that gets you everything. So if you haven't bought in, or if you have and you want more, you don't want to buy bits and pieces, you can buy it all in the one big parcel. I won't say a big package.
That's too late for me.
Clip that. You probably got everything already.
Uh-huh.
Well, if there's anything you missed, we'll just chuck it in. We'll work something out, Dane. So that's where we're going in the moment. We're just be rejigging those tiers, try and breathe a little bit of life back into it, because it's only going to be probably another 3 or 4 weeks, before closing down in demand and focusing on getting this book fulfilled, because it's so close to being done right now. I just got another couple of pages on the colours through this morning, so we've got less than 10 pages on the colours to go. Kick them over to Stephen Cock to do some letters on those. He's an amazing letterer, and that's it. Then he's actually doing the digital file for me as well, putting together all that trade dress that Bob Stone supplies. He's a fantastic graphic designer. It's all part and parcel. And see you later, Dark Griff. See you later, mate. Thanks for hopping by.
Bye, mate.
And
make sure you hit like and subscribe on your way out.
And then once it's printed, it's over to RJ Critical Blast, and then he's going to distribute that to you guys in America, which is why we'll be able to keep those shipping costs so low.
Fuck yeah. So go back to Company Men today if you haven't. And actually, if you haven't, wait until he fixes up this everything tier and then go back that, because the Company Men are about to kick their way through your doors and into your hearts. All right.
Company Men, legally deaf.
Yeah, the Company of Men. All right. Anyway, I want to let's take it down a little bit. Let's stop being so like joking around and everything. Let's talk a little bit seriously for a second. How was lockdown for you guys? Like back when you guys were all locked down and we weren't allowed to leave our houses. Like we're allowed to leave our houses now, right? All of us. Yeah. So how was it? Was it hard for you? Was it rough?
I don't think we were ever locked down here.
Not really.
Lucky
for us,
I'm technically still
either.
locked down.
We were, but it wasn't like you had to stay in your home. It was just
we had a curfew.
A lot
and
of businesses were closed down. A lot of you were limited in what you could do really. But I was okay. I just play a lot of video games and worked on Chaotic Flux and watched a lot of movies, caught up on TV shows, that kind of thing. I'm pretty good at keeping myself entertained, so
okay, cool. Well, I'm glad to hear that either way. But in case anyone listening or anyone in the chat right now had a really rough time during lockdown, I want you all to know that Gwyneth Paltrow is here for you, and she wants you to know that she also had a hard time in quarantine lockdown, and she had to eat bread.
Not bread.
That was her lowest point. Bitch, I eat bread half the time just because I like bread. What is wrong with her?
Bread is for the lesser people. It's for the peasants, remember?
Apparently,
yeah.
Only the peasants eat bread.
Apparently,
How
I'm
did they
extremely
think?
lowbrow.
How did they think this was going to play though? You know,
I don't know. I honestly don't know. And I mean, when they're talking about the thing like the lockdown and the quarantine, we've had a rough year. Like everybody has had a rough year. Eating bread is not something that anyone has been worried about. These out of touch Hollywood fucking psychos.
I don't get either, man. I think it's funny too that stuff's still coming out. It's like, didn't they learn? Because there was some celebrities a while back that were making stuff like they're saying stuff like this, and a lot of people were making fun of it. And it's like, why?
Yeah, they're
that,
cringy videos and shit.
Yeah.
They were making all kinds of ridiculous things. It was actually the 1 year anniversary of that not too long ago. We featured it again when it was the 1 year anniversary. That's how long ago it was. Remember, 2 weeks to flatten the curve, guys. Yeah.
and I think the real important question, Dean, is: was it white bread?
I mean, definitely not, because that would be racism.
That'd be racist, wouldn't it? We all
It
know.
would be. I only like white bread. Thank you very much.
I don't mind the one with seeds in it. Yeah, this is an incredibly tone deaf take to think that. It is. I think it's if I'm gonna, if you look at like a big agenda where they're pushing what they're pushing and they're trying to get people to eat bugs and sleep in pods and suck the female penis bigger, like that all wraps in together. That's all part of the whole. That's all part of the whole thing. White bread privilege. Froggy's in the hashtag.
It all
White
makes
bread
so much
privilege.
sense.
Yeah, it's all. It all links together. It's all part of the bigger picture. So this is probably pushing her like pro-vegan, eat the mealworms. You see this thing where I think it was in England or maybe some part of Scandinavia. Mealworms were approved by whatever their version of the FDA is to be eaten. So you can now buy and eat, consume mealworms as a protein replacement. I did that shit in the Mad Max video game. You go around and find like this dead guy and you scoop the maggot out of his guts. You'd be eating the maggots. Have maggot farms. You'd upgrade. You say, hey, I'm going to upgrade my base, guys. What should I buy? I'll upgrade to the maggot farm. That's not an upgrade. That's not a good. This I can understand maybe eating maggots and that sort of. But
you gotta get your protein somewhere, man. I mean, it's very important. Get your protein, especially if you want to. If you want to keep up a warrior's body.
Jason.
Absolutely. I said the bread was made out of her flesh. Is she the one that made the vagina scented candles? Is she the same broad who did that?
Yes, that is Gwyneth Paltrow. In the flesh.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah, didn't you hear about that?
She did that. Nope.
Yeah, she's
you got to wonder that process, like, because it's supposed to smell like her vagina, wasn't it? So
yes,
right now from hers. So she's not a chemist. She's not a perfume, somebody who goes and puts together all these scents, and they combine a bit of cherry wood and a bit of this and that to make a particular scent, a bit of black pepper, a bit of ginseng, whatever. She couldn't do that herself. She's not sitting there in a lab doing that, so she had to hire somebody else to do that. So at some point, there had to be some sort of sniff test, something for comparison.
There was, someone swabbed something.
Yeah, and there's some dude in the lab going. He's going. No, it's not Gwyneth enough.
Add more
10% more Gwyneth on that one.
Oh wow!
Shocker!
Wow, you're right.
Tone deaf from
perfume. I'd never thought
it's a whole thing. Oh, it's a whole thing. They got like sniff test people who have got they got superhuman ability to pick up individual particulates of particular scents within a blend. They say, I can pick up this scent, I can pick up that scent. They can't pick it up, then obviously there's not enough in there, so they want to increase it by a few percent or whatever. But I just wonder, like, is that a sought after job or is that like a nightmare fuel job? It could go either way. I guess it depends on how you find. Yeah, I think she's kind of like leathery and tomboyish. I don't think I really think she's particularly. I mean, I wouldn't say no.
Look,
I'm not
a prude. I'd probably fuck her, but I feel like I would have bullied her in primary school.
I think you would have tried to bully me in high school. I was a quiet kid in high school. I was 18 and I looked 13. I didn't have a single hair on my chin. I was a late bloomer. The minute I got out of high school, I just shot up like 1.5 feet and its beard just went and just appeared. People saw me at the end of high school 6 months later, like, who is this? Is this your older brother? I'm like, no, this is me. My voice dropped 12 octaves. Once I finished high school, I left town and I never went back. Like that week, I've never been back. So I've never been back in more than 20 years. I haven't run into anybody. One dude who went to high school, I ran into him right in Newcastle City, and I'm like, "You still gay?" And he's like, "Yep." I'm like, "Cool, rock that, brother." Because he never admitted it when he was in high school. It's back in the 90s. You couldn't admit it. And there's this whole conspiracy to beat the dude up and throw him over the side of a cruise ship because they had the year 10 formal. Who does a year 10 formal? That's so like back in the day when you used to, finish in year 10 and go off and get an apprenticeship, I guess, but nobody does that anymore. You can't leave school.
I don't know anyone who does that.
Yeah, I don't know.
How many year 10 kids do you talk to, Kimasabi?
That's a good point. They might still be doing it. I have no idea. My kids aren't even 10. My kid's like 4.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Do you want to check this out? This is what do you guys think of TikTok?
I think it's Chinese. It's like Zoom. China owns Zoom, and everything that you do on Zoom, they got a hold of. They got everything, So I try to use it as little as possible. I had this seminar with Christopher Priest the other day. I'll just keep name dropping that. I was like face to face with Christopher Priest on one of these like writing seminars. It's like me and I don't know, Christopher Priest.
Yeah, who?
Get the fuck out of here.
I'm just messing with you, man. He's gone. Oh. All right, well, I've offended Kimasabi. That sucks. Either way. All right, well, I guess the show's cancelled then. Kimasabi's never going to talk to me again. Yeah, he's just left all the group chats as well on Twitter, so he's just gone for it. I'm sorry,
like
Kimasabi. Come back, Lee. No, they already told me that if we break up that they're never going to talk to me again. I'm done, so. Yeah,
damn.
We can't have that.
Yeah, Christopher Priest.
Thank you.
Christopher Priest, right?
Yeah, I do.
Good. I don't think there's anything you could say that would really make me leave, Dean. That was all. I was hoping that would be funny if I just went off in a huff. Yeah. Anyway, we're on Zoom. That's the only time I've used Zoom in like 2 years because fuck the Chinese. And same thing with TikTok. I wouldn't use TikTok because the Chinese are getting all your shit. But there's some hilarious stuff on there.
Oh, yeah. There is definitely some hilarious stuff. And today we're not actually looking at any cringe. We're going to look at something hilarious because this, according to the post even, it says that this almost justifies TikTok's existence. So let's actually see what it is that could possibly be that funny. And I agree, this is hilarious. Will this full screen? Yeah, it will. All right.
Happy Star Wars Day, everyone. Today is also my birthday. And because it's my birthday, I get to introduce you to my girlfriend, who is amazing.
You can hear that, right?
Yeah.
Everyone, today is also my birthday. And because it's my birthday, I get to introduce you to my girlfriend, who is amazing. Day, everyone. Today is also my birthday. And because it's my birthday, I get to introduce you to my girlfriend. Hey, everyone.
I don't know
Today
why
is also my birthday, and because it's my birthday, I get to introduce you to my girlfriend. Everyone, today is also my birthday, and because it's my birthday, I get to introduce you to my girlfriend. Today is also my birthday, and because it's my birthday, I get to introduce you to my girlfriend. Everyone, today is also my birthday.
Marcus, you don't want to do this. Let her go.
My girlfriend.
Girlfriend hostage. Police are outside of his home waiting negotiation terms. Breaking news. Are outside of his home waiting negotiation terms.
Happy Star Wars Day, everyone. It's also my birthday.
I laughed so hard I hurt my neck on that one. See the dangers of being a boomer. Is that dude punching way above his weight or just a little bit above his weight?
I think just a little bit above his weight, right? But when I first saw this, I laughed so hard, like way harder than this video deserves. So that's why it's being featured today. But maybe he's punching above his weight. Like, as far as we know, when she talks, she just sounds all fucked up or something. Maybe she doesn't have a tongue. Maybe she's got 4 nipples. Who knows?
Well, she's very hirsute. We can see that in this clip here. I like the Crocs and the socks. That's quite a look.
Yeah, he clearly has no tied up. So
she looks very uncomfortable. I like how it just keeps going and going. It's like, surely this is as far as they can go. They got a hostage negotiator. Okay, he's on the news. I did kind of expect when they went one more level and the dude was doing sit-ups and he's looking at the TV, they were going to switch to Leonardo DiCaprio pointing at the TV out of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. You'd be like, oh, that's the guy. I work with that guy, I wonder if the guy...
It reminds me of do you remember that really fat white chick? And she was like, black dudes only, sorry. And then the black guys are like
passed on to the different races.
Yeah,
the Egyptian have this, and the Egyptian's like, no, we're gonna give it back to the white boys.
And then at the end, the white boys are just like, nah. So it reminds me of that. It's one of those things where it's because none of these people know each other, right? Like it's just random people on the internet just keep taking it that step further. And I think these are one of my favorite sort of things that you see on the internet because you don't get this anywhere else. And I just think this one's brilliant.
Yeah,
and it's pretty wholesome, all things considered.
Yeah, it's definitely creative too. Whoever thought of.
I mean, it's not that creative.
Together. Well, I mean, it's
no. Look at the couple.
Huh?
Look at the couple. My first thought was that he was holding her hostage too.
Right.
It was like that one where one where you see the dude there at a ball game. The dude's got his hand on the back of the girl's neck, and he's like explaining something to her really seriously. Have you seen that one?
Yeah, yeah.
I thought there was some of that sort of action there. He's got his hand right behind her neck, like, "All right, bitch, do not move. I need the views. I need the interactions."
Yeah, it seems like he is really keen, and she is not quite so much.
So it could be like a metaphor for their relationship.
So, all right, everyone here, we're all ComicsMATE here, right? So I assume you are all fans of Ethan. Yeah. Okay, that's good. Me too. Right? Are you aware though that Ethan is white?
No,
I know he's whiter than me.
Oh, okay. Wait. Never mind. This is the wrong Ethan. Wrong Ethan, guys. Don't worry. That was just clickbait. That was clickbait. But yeah, this is Ethan for Ethan Winters from Resident Evil.
Face.
I mean,
I only just installed
like
number 7 on my computer yesterday because everyone's talking about 8, and I've got that Xbox pass, so I'm like, fuck it, I'll install 7 and I'll give that a go. Have not had the time to try. I hate the idea. This is the guy's face. It's such. He looks like blonde Ben Shapiro. It's haunting me. I can't. He's gonna leave my head rent free. I can't stand it.
Well, don't worry about him because he's literally a blank character for you to insert your personality on. Like that is one of the biggest critiques of Ethan. Eventually, as of right now. Yeah, the reason that we're talking about this, right, is not like, yeah, he looks like a wimpy little dude, right? But holy shit, this guy can fucking take some shit, right? He's had his hand cut off multiple times, right? Tough bloke, and he'll go a long way for his missus.
How do you have your hand cut off multiple times?
Because he stays with
got 2 hands.
One hand. Have you never played Resident Evil? Right?
Like, yeah, I played Resident Evil, but I mean, does he get like the virus, and then so he can?
Yeah. He's infected.
Oh, okay.
It seems like it actually kind of by the end of Resident Evil 8, right? It kind of like without spoiling anything, but it kind of seems like he might actually be sort of like Alice from the movies. Like he's obviously been experimented on. Like there's something going on with him, but you're not really sure what it is. And like I'm not spoiling anything. I'm not going to tell you. It's nothing. But yeah, Resident Evil 8 is a direct sequel to Resident Evil 7, and this was the main character of Resident Evil 7. But he was just a blank slate for you to put yourself on. You never even saw his face in that game, right?
I think
and now that they've revealed this. Oh, no, I don't know, because it was a first-person game, like they wanted you to feel like you were in the horror.
Yeah, so, but I think the big appeal of Resident Evil for a lot of people is the characters, the big over-the-top characters, Leon and Chris and Wesker. Chris! It's big over-the-top. Yeah, it's so much fun. If you give it, Johnny LaFault DeGarlo, blank guy, I don't know, just tune out. I suppose that's why I haven't played 7, even though I've technically owned it for years now. 7
is really good. 7 is straight up horror game though. It's fucked. Like up until the very end, like it turns into a Resident Evil game by the end where you just shoot and everything. But the very start of it is straight up horror. It is terrifying. And if you played it in VR, holy crap. Yeah. But the point of this, right, like we all agree that he looks weak, right? Like we all agree that he looks like a little skinny dude, blah, blah, blah. That's not the point, right? Like he looks
like a Silent Hill protagonist.
He does look like a Silent Hill protagonist. But that's not what this is about, okay? This is about the reaction that all the crazies like Brianna Wu, who you may recognize from certain things in the US, former candidate for US House in MA.
Who boasts about that? I mean, you could say failed candidate. I mean, a candidate's just I could be a candidate.
Yeah, you tried out. Yeah, exactly.
I tried and failed. I got to put that in my bio.
Yeah, I tried, but nobody voted for me. Well, nice to hear about you for the very first time, Brianna. But it turns out that this is apparently expected of her, and that I found this because Ethan was trending in Australian Twitter. That's how I found this, okay? And I was like, Ethan? And I thought it was EVS, but it wasn't. It's Ethan Winters. Basically, they're all talking like some racist anti-white shit about how he looks like the kind of guy who loves Bitcoin and thinks women just aren't that interested in computer science. Is like massive threads, man. It goes forever. There's so many.
There's reaches, and then there's whatever the fuck this is. This is like she's pinching herself on her own ass, after going global with that. She went Omni-Man, throwing a baseball right around the planet back in on herself. Like this is such a, because there's no evidence for this sort of thing. Like you said, he's a blank slate. He doesn't have a lot of personality. I heard a lot of people complaining that he's always constantly saying, "Oh, what's happening and what's going on?" Which I'm like, well, that's standard for Resident Evil. You play Resident Evil 5 again, and the entire script is 3 hours of Chris saying, "Let's go," Shiva saying, "Okay," and then Wesker's speech at the end. Like there's so many times they go from one mission to the other, and they stop and they're like, "Huh, Tricell. Oh, look at that. Underneath it's really Umbrella. Let's go." Okay. That's it. Like the scripts have never been great, and they were better when they were silly at the beginning of the. So there's not a lot of personality to Ethan, and she's fully just transferring. She's fully just dropping her idea of what this guy is. I mean, does look kind of like
not of what this guy is, of what white guys are. That's what she goes to, because her whole thing is about how he is a generic white guy.
Well, let's do a checklist.
Well, it's funny too, because like this was a minority character, and she said this, you know, on that line, yeah, it'd be a whole other. You know, but it's okay to say stuff like this about the white guy. You know,
Jamal from Resident Evil Village is the kind of guy that loves, and then she starts saying like black stuff. It's like, whoa, Brianna, don't think you're.
He looks like he loves that purple drink.
Yeah, you can't, you know. Absolutely. Well, let's do a checklist thing. Let's go through what she says, and I don't know. Do you identify as white, Scott?
I identify as white.
Okay, so 3 white guys here. Let's see how Ethan we are. Let's rock it.
Oh well, we're obviously incredibly racist. As long as we.
I mean, that's a given. But okay, what are your thoughts on Bitcoin? Yay or nay?
I love Bitcoin. I have a bunch of it. In fact, I was telling Scott to get some the other day.
Yeah. I was talking to a coworker the other day that they've been buying into it, and it's been doing really well for them. So it's
Bitcoin bought my breakfast this morning.
That's nice. Cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
I keep making bad choices with Bitcoin. I want to like it, but until it pays me back dividends.
When you know how you had Doge? If you had kept Doge when you had it,
don't fucking tell me.
All right. Okay.
I would have made 10 grand if I'd sat on what I had, but it kept dropping.
Man, I made $150 in 3 days just because I bought it when it was low, and it just went straight up, and I was amazed. And you bought it way cheaper than I did.
Yeah, I bought like 7 cents. It's crashing now. It's crazy.
Buy back in now, man. It's going to shoot back up because Elon Musk is going on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah,
I thought it crashed while he was on there.
No. He hasn't gone on there yet. He's going on there like today/tomorrow.
He was on this last
Time Machine that I've been seeing skits.
Yeah,
you got to see some of the skits, man. They're cringe. They're so bad. Women aren't interested in computer science. I think that's a broad statement, but I think if you've got 100 women, more of them are uninterested than are interested. So I've got to agree with that in terms of just a pure number perspective. What else you got to say about Ethan? Voted for Ron Paul.
He voted for Ron Paul and thinks the Diversity and Inclusion Committee at work is reverse racist. No, it's not reverse racist, honey. It's just straight up racist.
Boom. Now, obviously, we couldn't vote for Ron Paul being American.
I'm not even sure who Ron Paul is.
He's that really, really old dude that always runs and never wins. And then when he never wins, people say he should have won.
I thought that was Biden.
No, he did. Well, you're right. Technically, Biden didn't win. Yeah. They're telling everybody that he did.
All right. He's friends with HR, which is unfortunate because 3 different women have filed complaints. I'm
usually the one getting harassed at work because I'm so pretty, so I should make friends with HR. We don't really, I don't know, Dean, like, do you have HR where you work? I don't have HR where I work. You just got to go talk to like the boss. There is no HR department.
I've had HR at maybe one place I've ever worked at. Like, I don't think HR is really a thing in Australia, is it? Like, we don't need it. I mean, all of our women are beautiful and the men are just as good too, right? Like, we get to sleep with those women. They don't have it. Hold on. All the women are beautiful and the women don't have any choice.
And look, those Australian women, they can defend themselves. If you make a move on an Aussie woman and she doesn't want to reciprocate, you'll hear about it. She will shut you down. They do not care.
You can hit on my missus, right? I don't even need to fight you. She'll kick your ass.
Yeah.
She'll kick your ass herself.
That cracks me up when dudes hit on my wife. It's like, have your shot, brother. Have your shot. Shoot your shot. See what goes down. It's all good. She's like 5'11", man. She's a tank.
Wow.
So we don't have HR here, so we can't really. Man, it just broke out a crazy storm here. That wind is that rain's coming in sideways.
Is it? Yeah, that was here. That was in Victoria yesterday. So enjoy that.
So this is your fault.
Yep.
Fuck you, Dean.
Yeah, it was raining for a whole day, like 24 hours straight. And it was raining this morning, but now it's not raining anymore. So, yeah.
So, Scott, have you ever had different women file complaints against you? Have you ever sexually harassed a woman, Scott?
Not a single one. Nope.
No, you never projected your whiteness onto anybody and left them feeling harassed?
My whiteness.
He's like, yeah, why did I come on the show again? No, for real, mate.
I know what that means.
Outside of
my whiteness.
All 4.5 inches of my whiteness. There's no HR in outside of Sydney and Melbourne in Australia. Maybe some in Brisbane. Probably not though. We'd have to check with Kells. Maybe South Australia. They seem a bit kooky to me. Some of those South Australians. Just some of them.
All right.
Yeah. Like
after this, let's move on to this next one before we lose track of all this shit. They'll leave the company in the next year when they protect Ethan instead. I don't
think that happens. I don't think anybody's losing their job. If you're friends with somebody if someone's running HR, it's probably a woman anyway. You can't have a bloke running HR because then he'll be molesting everybody because all men are rapists. So just, Scott, you're a rapist. We're all rapists. Just accept it, mate. Just stop.
Ethan is a nice guy who doesn't like it when women wear makeup, but he makes sexist comments when they don't.
I like it when women wear makeup.
Like when they wear makeup too. I don't.
Yeah. Make an effort. Look, I brush my beard. The least you could do is put on some lippy.
Yeah, exactly. You want us to all just like not shave anything and just never take care of ourselves?
I want to know what kind of guy she's meeting and running into.
I'll stop brushing my teeth. I swear to God.
I don't know.
I want to do it.
Yeah. What's her model for this?
I don't know
what's
anyone that
she's
thinks
looking
or
at?
acts this way. So
male feminists, man. All female feminists, they only know male feminists. So that's why they think men are terrible, because all male feminists are terrible. Ethan feels the Me Too movement has gone too far because he's been accused of sexual harassment 7 times. Ethan likes Dave Matthews. What's wrong with Dave Matthews? Is there something about Dave Matthews? The Dave Matthews Band. That's all I know about Dave Matthews.
No, I don't know who that is.
I know.
It's like a country band. Yeah, I don't really like it. But like I've heard them on the radio before. Like,
I only listen to Johnny Cash. Not country west, just Johnny Cash. It's the only. I don't listen to anything that's not Johnny Cash. And not even like Chris Christopherson, not even Waylon Jennings, just Johnny Cash. Not Elvis, just Johnny Cash. Not even Roy Orbison.
I've just thought of something. Right? This might actually be because you see this GIF here. Yeah, you remember Witch Bay? I absolutely love her. She is the best thing Capcom has ever created. Honestly, there's no two ways around it. She is awesome, and she's like 9.5 foot tall. It's fucking terrifying. But not even joking, man.
Yeah, I've seen clips of her like walking around with next to the the Ethan
like
character.
Even the other witches, right? Like the other witch characters, her daughters are much bigger than you, but she towers over all of them. It's ridiculous.
Wow. I think we're just in Dean's magical realm.
Oh yeah, man! I swear, if I can find her in real life,
shameless.
But anyway, no, this GIF right made me think of this. They've put this out and they've made Ethan look like this on purpose, right? We all know how the Japanese act towards the woke types, right? Like they are absolutely legend, based as fuck Japan. Love them, right? I wish that I could deal with the woke types as efficiently as they do, right? They knew that the wokes were gonna hate fucking what's her fucking name? Vampire Bay, all right? So they released this white as fuck, like white as hell, who white Ethan to distract from Vampire Bay, and it's worked. It's worked perfectly. They don't care about her at all because they're too concerned with white man bad.
Right. Wow.
If anything, they're siding with her
channels on Ethan.
Yeah. If anything, they're siding with like anyway, rooting for the witches to devour Ethan. Yeah. Spoiler, that's pretty much what happens.
Next level.
Yeah. Evil rooting for evil.
Yeah.
Well, birds of a feather. They should have made his eyes blue. That would have. They should have made him a redhead.
There you go.
They can recast him in the movie.
Right.
Jordan, Michael B. Jordan to play him.
Ryan knows what's up. Death by Sleep.
I saw that episode of Futurama.
Yeah, who didn't? But
if I disappear, it's because
he's like, I know that reference.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm not that much of a boomer. I'm sure Dean saw it on a rerun because I don't think he's even born when that episode came out. If I disappear suddenly, it's because the lightning and thunder has knocked out the internet. Not because I'm going off in half because Dean pretends not to know who Christopher Priest is.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Everyone, make sure you like and subscribe for Christopher Priest. And if you don't like Christopher Priest or don't know who Christopher Priest is, feel free to like for Ethan's white face, because nobody seems to like Ethan much. Or, if Ethan doesn't do it for you, like for Witch Bay, because everybody loves Witch. What up, Witch Bay? There she is.
Well, I'm disappointed that we didn't hit more of those. Some more of those checker boxes that Brianna Wood put together. But honestly, they were very, very specific. It'd be very easy for a lot of blokes, even white blokes.
That's the end of what she said anyway. People started retweeting it with all kinds of fucked up shit. So, let's see if she's not even getting ratioed yet.
I think about how sad it is that she's just sitting there thinking about so hard about all that stuff and what am I gonna write? What bad things can I say about what I think are white guys.
Oh, good. People have found her. She's getting ratioed now. It's fine. But yeah, there were others that were retweeting her. I'm sure I can find them. I just can't be fucked. Yeah. Okay. Good. They found her. That's all that matters. But yeah, fucking.
She's doing that. She's doing the old. She's lighting up the old virtue signal. She's being attacked right now. Yeah, and then she can claim, "I got dog pile," but there's evil alt-right Nazis.
Alt-white.
Yeah, alt-white. That's me. I'm alt-white after 5 minutes in the sun.
Yeah, fucking oath. But yeah, let's go quickly check out some comic books again, because we are a comic book show. Remember, so
ostensibly.
Mailing list no longer available. It's all closed. But we are in demand, and as you can see, we have made $12,000 well, nearly 13,000. Which
show off. That's good, man. I'm happy for you. That's awesome.
Yeah. Okay. But I'm sure you are. But no, that not only makes this the most successful Nine Realms book ever, but it makes me lifetime employee of the month at Nine Realms. So make sure Odin hears that from everybody from now on.
Lifetime employee of the month.
Yeah. But as I said, you're running out of time, in demand. I am working on the pages and things like that. We're getting through them pretty quickly. They're being colored and lettered and stuff. Anything that I've already finished is being colored and lettered as we speak. Nice. There's only 4 spectral editions left in existence. They will never be available ever again. And yeah, you still have the standard edition and both versions of the special edition and things like that. Or you can just get the one of each tier that includes all of the regular covers, but no spectral edition, because as I said, that's now gone. But we have interior artwork, actual interior pages. I know that's inked, but it's actually pencils because I ink digitally. But yeah, we have actual pages that you can buy, all kinds of other cool stuff. And every backer still gets sticky hands and bookmarks. Up until the awesome. Yeah, that's the first 300 or so.
That's a threat. It's like buy the book or you'll get sticky hands. Then you just have like a really big
sticky hands.
It doesn't work like that. You have a really big scanner to scan those pencils?
No, I have a really, really expensive phone that my dad gave me because he got an even more expensive phone. And when I say, it's like 1,500 Australian. So wow. it's like $20 American.
Yeah.
But yeah,
off the back
it has a scanner in its camera. Yeah, so like when you take the photo of something, it like reads it as a document, and then instead of taking a photo, there's a button that says scan, and it scans it. So that's how I scan my pencils. Yeah, wow, it's pretty sweet.
Cool.
But yeah, it's a phone I got, a hand-me-down phone, but it's fucking awesome.
Right.
Frog G just points out that this is also technically your least successful book with Nine Realms as well. So up your game, mate.
Yeah, but it's not Michael's least successful book, so that's all that matters. Yeah, and we actually got some lettered pages back too now, which I
they look great.
Stream the other day. I showed one of them on the stream, so go check out the replay of that. They are looking fantastic. SK is doing awesome on the letters, and you're running out of time. This will be closed by, I don't know. You probably got a month or so at the most before we close it. You know, like we obviously want to have it all 100% ready and sent off to the printer before we close it. But
Feels like we're both going to be finishing up around about the same time, mate.
Yeah, just in time for The Sinner.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
I don't know what that is.
It's like somebody posted, like, don't talk about your next book while you're still fulfilling your current book. I'm so hyped to talk about it, though. I can't wait to start talking about it, previewing some costume pieces, talking about the characters and the sort of world that's been set up there. But mum's the word for now. But I don't want to say I'm more hyped for it than I am for Company Men, because that's you can't make comparisons between your two favorite kids. What are you going to do?
You're just hyped to work with me.
That's what it is. That's where I was going with it. Yeah.
It's a. I mean, like I've joked about this before, right? Because Kemosabe and Roger and that they've all spoken about making comic books together and stuff, yeah. And I've always constantly said, one day there'll be a ComicsMATE book. Like, it'll be the first comic. I mean, Sinner probably is going to be the first ComicsMATE book, technically. I mean, even though Roger has nothing to do with it, but still. we'll talk about that in like a month's time. Like, literally, the day I am finished with my pencils, Odin is going to be handling all the behind-the-scenes stuff of the Embrace, and that day I'll be talking about Sinner. Don't worry about that. But also, when it comes to that thing, right? When it comes to people talking about what they're working on next and stuff like that, a lot of that comes from, the backers, because this is how I felt as a backer. They've been burned in the past, like, I don't want to hear you talking about your next book if I'm still waiting for your last one. Whereas right now, the way we're going, if assuming everything goes to schedule and stuff, you will have this next book and the book we're talking about before the end of the year. Like, it is something that is, we want to be professional about. Like, my dream is to be a comic book artist, and when I say that, I'm dead set serious, and obviously have to prove that. But yeah, so look forward to hearing about that. We will start advertising and things. We'll start a mailing list and everything, and but. For now, let's talk about this last thing that we have up, because holy shit, this literally was added at the very last minute before we jump into talking about Chaotic Flux, Scott. But this was added at the last minute today, and it is ridiculous to say the least, right? Manga is just comics. Oh yeah.
Oh,
Manga is just comics from Japan. It's aggravating that in 2021, so many Western comics people see it as a separate thing. It's not. Those are your peers too. Now,
that's a big coat.
Never read one. It's literally as if she's never read a comic book or a manga before.
I mean, it's like saying.
Where do you want to start?
it's like saying your HR training video that you get an induction in your new job is the same as Citizen Kane, because they're both filmed on both films, they're both audio visual. Like, it's not the same thing. They're vaguely in the same realm. Yes, they're both technically comics, and yes, that induction video is also a form of audio visual entertainment or movie, like Citizen Kane is. But to put them in the same category and to say that film should be. You missed that one, did you?
I'm sorry, Mo. I wasn't looking. I was in the other tabs, and now I've scrolled up looking for what Mo's yelling at me for. And that would have. I just lost a bunch of sales, and I apologize, Mo. I'll do better next time.
You got to have that, like, it's like Spider Sense, but it's Mo Sense. You got to be aware of what he's saying, because he's just dropping bangers 24/7. He probably does it while he's asleep too.
Funny you should say that, Oz, because apparently we're not their competition at all. Because the top 20 US selling comic books right now are all manga. Every single one of them. There's not one sitting around. So
shameful.
You're no one's competition, apparently. Like, we're no one's competition, right?
Yep. I hear a lot of people talking about how so just abandon which way white man, just abandon Western comics and jump in on manga. I can't do it, because they do two very different jobs. They do the same job in as much as they both entertain. In that case, video games are also competition for the company men, and a novel is a competition for the company men, and a movie is because they're all entertainment and they're all time wasters. Anything you can be waste time on and be entertained by, whether it's interactive or not, is competition for comic books. So that's a very, very broad way to say it. But what I want out of American comic books, you can't get from manga. Yes, manga can entertain me. I hate manga. I'm sure manga can entertain me. I'm sure there's something out there. Some anime I liked back in the day.
It can entertain me,
was great. Angel Cop. Angel Cop was good. I really like Angel Cop. I could watch that any day of the week, twice on Sunday. But it doesn't give me exactly what I want out of Western comics, out of specifically superhero comics.
Yeah, I want style. Yeah,
Yeah, and it's not like definitely is that different conventions, different style, different visuals, different ways of telling stories, different ways of pacing things,
different humor. They like there's certain things that they find hilarious that we're like, what, So,
oh yeah, those cultural norms absolutely blow my arm. I can't understand why some of the stuff they think is funny is funny. I saw this movie, there's a Japanese movie, and had these two Japanese comedians on stage doing this bit about their mother-in-laws, and everyone was cracking up, and even though it was translated down the bottom, it made no sense to me. And I asked a mate of mine who's a fluent Japanese and spent 20 years in Japan. He's like a 12th Dan black belt. He's just one of these he's a complete weeaboo, like married Japanese woman, half Japanese kids, top bloke. And he's like, there's some stuff, he goes, I know why they think it's funny, but I still don't find it funny because I wasn't raised there. There's some stuff that's just so culturally ingrained, you can understand the theory, but you'll never really find it funny because you're not Japanese, and that's just the way it is. So when I read American comic books, I want specifically Spider-Man and Spider-Man-like characters, Superman and Superman-like characters, Batman-like characters. I cannot get that from my Hero Academia. No way.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not the same thing.
Hero Academia is superheroes, but it's different type of superheroes, and it's more. I don't know how to explain it. It's
we went through this with
it's manga superheroes, but I'm not sure how to explain that. But just kind of like too, like there's a lot of like demon fighting in manga, a lot of like demon slayers. There's a lot of
comes from Japan rather than America, and you can tell the difference. Like it's not racist to say that this obviously comes from a different country. Like that's not racist. It's just like it looks different.
Yeah, the
you
art
can tell
style,
like it doesn't
the way
feel
the
like
stories
Superman.
are paced. Yeah,
exactly. Like they could have had exactly like Superman in the show, but it still wouldn't have felt like Superman because it would have been an anime version. And I've watched plenty of like anime. I haven't read any manga or anything really, except for Xenotype. But I've watched plenty of anime. I grew up in the 90s. So of course I have. And at the same time, I've watched plenty of superhero cartoons and movies and read plenty of comic books. They're two very different things. Like if I'm in the mood for superheroes, I'm not necessarily in the mood for, anime.
You make me think it too, how they'll try to, for instance, there'll be certain anime that they'll try to do an anime version of like Star Wars or an anime version of, like the Marvel stuff, Yeah, and some of it's okay, but a lot of it is just strange to me. Like
the X-Men one was all right, and the Iron Man one was all right.
Yeah,
every other one was weird. That Wolverine one on his own was fucking terrible.
Yeah. And then the same thing vice versa. Then when they'll try to when they try to do live action manga stories or anime stories, movies and shows or whatever, and I can't think of one that was actually a good adaptation. There you go.
Which is so westernized. Right. It wasn't even.
I think that's speaks to the difference between American comic books and Japanese comics.
Definitely.
There are there are their own thing that to the degree that like you can't even. It's difficult to cross them over in that way.
To say that they're the same thing is a disservice to not only manga but also comics. Like it's a disservice to both of them to say that you guys are just the same. It's like lumping all Asians together and just saying you're all Asian. It's like no, he's Chinese, he's Korean, he's Japanese. You can't do that. It's like no, they're all Asian. It's like these are just all comic books. Get over there and just be comic books.
And it's not to say one's better than the other. You can certainly like one better than the other. I like Koreans much better than... Nah, that's not true. But you can't say one's better than the other, objectively. They are what they are, and you like what you like. But it is a disservice to the they're part of the zeitgeist, they're part of the cultural norm, they're part of pop culture, they're part of Japanese history. I'm not a fan of them, but it doesn't mean that they shouldn't exist or other people shouldn't be able to love them, and it doesn't mean that other people shouldn't be able to love them over top of comic books. That's fine. But you see why these people are trying to lump them in together, because...
they're trying to lump them in together so they can hide the dwindling sales.
Exactly.
Socialists are so good at procuring and acquiring and stealing. I mean, they're the real cultural appropriators. They take what belongs to other people.
Well, she can, why as much as she wants.
They're redistributing the stats.
They are too.
I was gonna say she can whine as much as he wants, but as long as the charts split the two up, when you have the sales charts, or when you go into a bookstore and you got manga section, you got a Western, comic book section, you can see, I think we may have talked about before about you go into, bookstore and the manga section's like 4 times the size of the Western book section right now, and it just. but they, good luck getting the stores to change all that, and getting like them to mix the charts all together. And
they got to go where the money is. They got to go where they're making the money. And manga is selling and comic books aren't. And we know why it is. And it's not even just the wokeness; it's the quality, it's the dedication to storytelling, it's the consistency, it's the fact that comic books they do rest on up to 90 years of loosely 90 years of history. I mean, Superman doesn't rest so much on Golden Age Superman on those first few Siegel and Schuster adventures, but there's a continuum from there to now, whereas you could pick up. And manga's so easily organized. Like, if you wanted to get all of My Hero, is it Macadamia or Academia or Academia?
I think it's Academia. I don't know. I'm not really sure.
Oh my god! I just read this too. Look at these normie fucking idiots.
Oh, it's the comments. Don't read the comments, mate. It's gonna.
I'm so triggered.
Look at your soul.
This very top one is getting liked as I'm talking about it. It's kind of like how any comic book that's not about superheroes, aliens, or robots is called a graphic novel. That's not what a graphic novel is. Straight off the bat. I hate this guy.
Yep.
Carry on.
Yep. Of all the graphic novels, I would probably say Watchmen's probably the most well-known, right?
I mean...
And that whole thing is superheroes and sci-fi, and it's like, come on, dude. Really?
Oh, this is going to hurt my brain. I hadn't looked at this thread at all. I'm going to go through this now. Let's see if we can find anything. You guys keep talking about this. I'm going to see if I can find anything fun.
I'm actually anxious to see like how far you have to go before you find one. I bet you'll find something pretty quick.
Here we go. Incredible how so many people feel comfortable saying, I hate all of the comics from an entire culture. Like, because they're saying manga instead of comics by Japanese people, they think it's not inherently racist.
Well, it's not. So, I'm just saying I value my culture more than theirs.
Yeah, no, but if you don't like anime or manga, like if you just don't like the style, that's inherently racist. Suck that Asian comic, bigot.
Bigot.
Jesus.
Yeah, I don't much care for most of the styles. There's some exceptions to the rule, but generally, I don't like the black and whiteness. I don't like the way that the speech balloons are vertical because of the way they write. I don't like the way you got to sort of read it backwards, and even if it's corrected, it's not quite as good. I don't like a lot of their. My brother, he writes as well. He used to. He doesn't so much anymore. And a lot of his stories and scripts and characters and worlds that he created had a very anime edge to it because that was what he consumed a lot of. So it come through in his writing. And there's a way they do shortcuts in storytelling, and there's a way they do sort of assumptions of facts and assumptions of lore in anime and manga that doesn't get done in Western comics. I think Western comics tend to have a deeper, more specific lore, whereas maybe the anime stuff's broader. But it's also kind of looser, and you've got to make connections between stuff. There's kind of like a loose implied storytelling style in a lot of anime and manga. I don't like all of that. I don't like the whole way they do anything. But that's not racist. Just me saying I don't like that style of doing things. And if you're going to say a style is culturally aligned, which I guess it is, then all I'm saying is I prefer stuff from my culture over stuff from another culture. That's not racist. That's just factual. Why would I look at another culture where everybody looks, sounds, acts different to me, laughs at comedy routines that I can't understand, eats food that I don't eat, don't even know the name of? Well, I'd look at that and go, yeah, I identify more with that than I do with my own culture. That's like some transracial. There's people that say they're like transracial, like on the inside I feel like I'm black, so I can say the N-word.
Have you seen that one guy? There's a fat, like he's a real chubby, weird little white guy, and he calls himself trans Filipino. And the shit he did was so racist and stereotypical that the actual Filipino people went off at him because he bought a little scooter thing with like a roof and everything, like a little moped that has like a canopy over the top of it, and it made it bright pink because that was the most popular model in all of the Philippines and things like that. He's an abs. I'll find him and we'll feature him on the show one day because transracialism, they're worse than the neo-pronoun guys. Like they are crazy.
Yeah, it's next level. I can understand something's misfiring up in the head somewhere where somebody goes, I feel like I shouldn't have been born with a penis. Because there's also people who feel like they shouldn't have been born with legs or whatever. Like there's issues there. But to say
that is a thing, man. That is a thing.
Yeah. It's people that are getting their legs cut off because they feel like they need to spend the rest of the time in a wheelchair. What a slap in the face to people who actually do wish they had their ambulation back. They wish that their legs and spines were functioning.
That is true. what Oz is saying is true. All Might, who is the character from My Hero Academia, he's basically Superman, right? Like he's really strong. He fights all the big monsters and shit like that. All Might is closer in spirit to Superman than DC's Superman is now. And he is the symbol of peace. And yeah, like that's kind of true. So
it's a bit sad when the somebody from, I mean, you don't get two cultures that are much different than the US and America and Japan, I don't think. I think in terms of the way they deal with stuff, their society. I was watching the Cobra Kai, and Daniel San goes to Japan in the 3rd season, and Japan's sort of super neat and everyone's polite and everything. And I'm sure there's exceptions to the rule, but the way they do things versus the way, say, a Western white English majority speaking culture like New Zealand or Canada or America or Australia does, couldn't be much more different, and yet somehow they're doing something that the Americans created better than many of the Americans are doing it right now themselves. That's a fucking tragedy. That's some sort of crime.
Okay, I'm going to explain who this is, because honestly, Kemosabe, I think you'll like this too, this Moon Man. Up until right now, I thought it was Moon Man Rider, but it's Moomin Rider. Okay, and he's a character in My Hero Academia, right, Kemosabe, and he's like a low-grade hero. He rides his bike around and he stops like traffic problems and shit like that. He doesn't have any superpowers at all. But he damn near dies so many times in that show because he is like a proper hero in his heart, and he goes up against massive monsters. He gets stomped on by like the King of the Seas and all kinds of shit, man. And there's more than one time I thought he was fucking dead. And it's in One Punch Man. That's right, One Punch Man, because he's a C-grade hero. They go.
The amount of weeb shit happening in the chat right now. This is your fault. There's look at all these weebs. Look at all these weebs in the chat.
Getting it wrong. They're yelling at me for getting it wrong. I get it.
We've been it up. We've been it up.
It's One Punch Man, not My Hero Academia, because that actually explains why I know what it is too. Because One Punch Man is actually something I have watched and enjoyed, whereas My Hero Academia, I got bored with it about halfway through.
Everybody was hyping this My Hero Academia so much. I downloaded the first issue. I couldn't get 3 pages in. I downloaded the first season. I couldn't get past the first 30 seconds. I don't know, man. It just doesn't. It's like two North magnets. I don't know what it is. I can't fucking stand it. I wish I want to read about good heroes. I want to read about selfless heroes. And when heroes, especially when a man with overwhelming odds, but he still has the agency to put himself in danger to protect other people. Few things get to me more than that big selfless sacrifice when they're like, no, you guys go on ahead, I've got this. And you're like, I know you don't got this. I know you're going to die. I know you're setting yourself up to... I will fucking break down every time. I can't watch the first Lord of the Rings because every time Boromir cops it, I just lose my shit. So I love all that, but I just can't get past the weebness. That Deku kid, I can't, like, the first 30 seconds he's there standing up some bullies. I'm like, this is so trite. This is so formulaic. I flipped the table and walked out of there. I actually went and bought a new house because I can't stand to go back into the old house. The stank of weeb is all over it. And now they're in the chat, Dean. Okay, I'm over it now.
So is there anyone left in the chat?
Dean has left the chat.
Oh man,
I feel like Fizz is speaking like another language. My idea to create villain stories comes from Elfin Lied. Well, of course it's an anime with a name like that, and Split. I don't know what that is. Hey, Pops is here. G'day, Pops. Can you hail crime? Anything in the chat? Anything in the chat, Pops? It's not weeb because there's just weeb shit everywhere, brother. And I can feel the extra grey hairs coming in.
You're gonna love this, Kemosabe, right? For multiple, this is a multi-layered thing, right? I'm trolling everyone right now. You are gonna have to endure this scene from an anime, and all of the chat are gonna lose their fucking mind because I deliberately got the dubbed version so we can understand what they're saying. But yeah, this is Moomin Rider, right? This is the guy that B-Rose was talking about in the chat, right? This guy has no powers or nothing. He's just a cyclist. No, watch it. You're gonna like this, man. You're gonna like it. I promise.
You better be right.
You will. You can hear that, right?
On me.
yeah.
Yes.
Watch this guy. This guy is a fucking hero, okay? He really is.
Instead, you chose to sacrifice yourself to save a runt. You're a fool, but I give you credit for giving me a few scratches. Of course, they've already healed. Now die. Justice Crash!
This guy is a fucking hero, man. This made me love him.
The cyclists for justice. Mooman Rider is here! The top hero in Class C? No, do not. It's Mooman Rider.
Mooman Rider's come out here to save us.
But he... I'm bored already. Oh, apologies. I nearly forgot to kill you.
Justice! Tackle!
I watched the entire thing in English, Wood. Deal with it.
No one expects much. Not from me. They think a Class C hero won't be much help. I know that better than anyone.
I agree, Mo.
I'm too weak for Class B. I'm not good enough. I know that much.
Tubs of cancer.
I'm aware that I have no chance of beating you. No one needs to tell me anything like that!
What are you babbling on and on about? Begging for your life?
And yet, I must try.
Oh yeah, this guy already got ripped to pieces.
It's not about winning or losing. It's about me taking you on right here and right now.
Yeah, look, B-Rose is crying in the chat.
Enough of your rambling. Time to finish you off.
You can do it! Mooman Rider! You can do it! You're the cyclist for justice! You can beat him! Beat that weird monster! Beat him! I believe in you!
That's not fair using crying kids. That's going to work on me. That's bullshit.
Man, I know you love superhero stuff, right? Like, cape shit is your jam, and this is cape shit at its finest, I'm telling you.
Fuck you, Dean. You don't get to be right all the time. He's going to get wrecked now, isn't he? Is he going to ascend? He's going to keep saying.
He's going to get wrecked. Like, but then, like, luckily the main hero comes along and saves the day and shit, you know? But, like, yeah, he just goes down.
Pathetic waste of time.
So yeah, there you go.
Nice fight.
Main hero. Hero takes him out and shit, right? And then turns around and says, he's like, he goes, oh, thank God the other heroes were here to like really like weaken him for me. All I had to do was take the final punch. So it was really good, man. Really good show though. Kemosabe died from weakness.
Rest in power.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think I can do it. It feels like they're sort of taking the piss out of heroes at the same time as they're embodying some of the best elements of it. Like I don't know. Could they do it and play it straight? The fact that he's a bike rider for justice just makes me want to do a 360 and walk away. But then, you know, big heroic sacrifices are what it's all about. So
yeah, well, he kind of is a throwaway character. The idea is that they surpass him really quickly. Like, you see him helping old ladies cross the street, and, you know, like, he might stop a carjacking or something like that, but that's about as far as he goes, you know, and then he'll call the police. Whereas then you have the A-grade superheroes that'll take on, like, a giant monster walking through the city. Yeah, he's just obviously not that powerful, and it's like a police sort of system. Like, they get ranked and then they get sent out on missions depending on how strong they are, and like they'll get a radio call saying anyone sea level or above, please come check this out.
I like the sound of that. I like the sound of that, but then when they, I don't know, it's the design, the style, and the color. Yeah, I don't know.
One Punch Man is one that you should watch. There's only one season of it in English, man. Like, I doubt you're going to watch the dub. So watch the first season in English because it is really fucking good.
We've lost like 5 people in the chat.
Yeah, it's fine. We're leaving now anyway. We've got fuck all to talk about. We're going to talk about Scott's thing, and then we're done. So they can leave. They're going to watch the replay, and as long as they hit like and subscribe before they leave, it's perfectly fine. Scott, have you got your screen up, or do I need to open it?
Oh, no, I haven't opened. Actually, I might have it open. Let me look.
Might have it open. We'll let him look. But either way, yeah.
Yeah, it's up. It's up.
Yeah. I mean, weeb stuff is okay if it's in English. Like if it was on Australian TV, it's that's the way I see it. Yeah, it's fine. Have you got it, Scott?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
No. Yes. No. Yes. No.
All right.
Hashtag lies.
Share screen. Let's see. Yeah.
I might just rename this stream to ComicsMATE Live. Wait, what? Yeah, but being an anime fan doesn't make you a manga fan, Mo. Like a lot of anime fans are just normies who liked cartoons and like pedophiles and shit too.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Well, no, his power might have gone out. B-Rose, remember he did say earlier that if he disappears like that mid-conversation or something like that, it means that his power's out because he's having a bunch of shit happening. So yeah, tell us about Chaotic Flux anyway before we close up, because we didn't go a fucking ages. I didn't even realize. But yeah, talk. Tell us about it, because I don't think anyone has ever heard of this book before.
Nope. Hang on, I'm trying to fix my mouse real quick so I can make this easier for myself. Okay.
Yes, it was an anime, not a manga. Yeah, anime is the cartoon, manga is the book. I'm aware, Mo.
Okay.
Why? What did I say? Did I say something wrong? I probably said something wrong. It's fine. Don't worry about it. And what's really funny is Kemosabe leaves. We stop talking about weeb stuff, and then the viewers come back. Welcome back, guys.
Welcome back.
Yeah, like and subscribe if you haven't already.
The weeb session is over.
Yeah, we are not weebs. We swear. The weebs are in the chat, so just steer clear of those. Is this Kemosabe? I'm pretty sure his power must have gone out because he would have said something by now. You know, like he doesn't fuck around for that long. But yeah, tell us about Chaotic Flux.
All right. Well, I'll do the trailer first. Might as well. Let me know if you can't hear it.
The epic meta sci-fi saga Chaotic Flux continues in June retreat. Relentless, drawn, colorblind, Brian Londo and Brian Unite, written by Scott Payne, lettered by Janelle Brewer. Relentless just right in from where we left off. The Tharmas give it her all like you've never seen before to become this titan of humanity. Who it could prove to be a pure bomb for a young heroine is Lieutenant Vlad. As he waits for the right moment to capture the dog, for his twisted cyborg overlord, Thrax's drive, strike the dark, unite for the first time, beginning in Super Team, the Crimson Flame. Plus, a bloody showdown in Latterless. All this and more packed in 30 pages of relentless sci-fi action and suspense. Don't miss out, Cat Flux number 3, Relentless.
All right. That's awesome. I've seen that trailer before. But I do have one question. Are you the guy that did the voiceover?
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool.
Thanks. Yeah, I used
to. Because I couldn't really tell, but there's one part in it where I was like, hey, that sounds like Scott. So,
yeah, he's a cyborg voice changer to get that effect.
Oh, yeah, that's actually awesome, and it suits the story well.
Right.
So give us the, like, as I said to Kemosabe earlier, you got like 30 seconds to a minute, and then like I'm a dude on the elevator, like, you know, the elevator pitch, where that term came from. You've got to try and sell me this thing and make $1 million before I get off at the next floor. Go.
Damn. Okay. Chaotic Flux centers on a team called the Crimson Flame, who unite the future to rid the world of these mutant abominations taken over called Dread Fiends. And Dread Fiends are these type of creatures that humanity has created as a food source through splicing different animals together to create a new life form that can sustain humanity in this dark time period where cataclysmic weather patterns are affecting the Earth in traumatic ways, as well as a lot of wars are breaking out between the different nations.
So
fighting
we
over
made monsters, is what you're saying.
Yes. We made monsters that were meant to be food, docile food, for us to easily control and cultivate. But they actually start to self-mutate and turn against humanity. They have an insatiable appetite because of an immense metabolism that they've developed, and so they have to constantly feed.
So they're confused as to who the food was supposed to be, right? Like that's what's happening.
Yeah. Well, they mutate, they self-mutate, and then they develop this insatiable appetite through that because they are constantly changing internally. In a sense, and they need a
Aaron
constant
Lazar.
source.
Bullshit. What's going on, Aaron? What the fuck? If that's the Aaron I think it is, like that's my real life friend, Aaron. Like, what the fuck? Hey. Anyway, yeah. Sorry, I was distracted
That's
for a
cool,
second there.
And so these dread fiends, when they feed on flesh, they can break it down as a biofuel and use that to adapt themselves in the fly, so they can make themselves bigger, stronger, wings for flight, for instance, whatever they need to get the upper hand in battle. And then there's also Zathara, who is one of the main heroes. That's her there doing this cool acrobatic flip with her blade arms and blade legs.
Do you want to explain those blade arms and stuff? Because like I'm sure that's what everyone was looking at right now, going, okay, what the hell's going on with their hands?
Right. Well, so Zathara, she's able to form these crystal-like structures at will, and she primarily uses it to make all kinds of melee weaponry. Like there, she's made this kind of axe scythe. And as the series goes on, you'll see her use her abilities in new and interesting ways. Here, she mostly, a lot of times she'll form these kind of blade arms to fight with, because it's a pretty quick and easy thing for her to create and just start slashing with.
What are they made out of? Are they are they more like crystal-y, or
it's more crystal-like structure that she's able to generate at will. And actually, when she's done with it, she can, when she cancels it, let me find that real quick. See if that picture's in here. Nope, that one's not here. But
damn it, Scott.
You'll see it. You'll see it, right? You'll see it in the book. They'll when she cancels it, it turns to a red dust. And
I'm pretty sure I got off the elevator too.
That I've worked it into it.
I've gotten off the elevator now too.
Right.
So you ran out of time. But yeah, okay. So she's the main character though, right?
She's one of the main characters. Well, I should say in issues 1 through 3, she's the main character right now. Because I'm doing her, intro, her backstory at this point in the series. But we also have Soren, who's an exosuit pilot. That's him right here, holding the rifle. He can he pilots the exosuit called the Reaper, which is right there. This is really badass, state-of-the-art prototype that his grandfather created for him. His grandfather creates high-tech weaponry for the military, for the U.S. military, and he designed the suit for his grandson.
So those are suits, not robots.
Yeah, he's inside of it. Yeah, you can see right here, he's getting
inside the suit. I
thought
it was a transformer or something.
Okay. No, it's more like Iron Man, where he gets inside and he can control it. Nice. But this guy
you have like robots / Iron Men versus monsters.
Yeah, well, one Iron Man anyway, but yeah. There's also Strife, who's this guy right here. He's a big transforming AI mecha. He's turned into this mode behind him there. That's bombardment mode.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about him last time. That's one of the main things that I want to draw. Like, I don't know.
Robots.
Would that make sense to you, right? Like when as an artist, right? Like when someone's telling us about their comic book, I'm looking at all this going, oh yeah, I want to draw that guy and I want to draw that guy.
Right.
Yeah, and I remember after the last time you were here, I was like, fuck, I want to go draw that transforming robot dude.
Badass. Well, to me too, that says a lot too about like the design, that we came up with and the art. That when people see that and go, hey, that's awesome, I want to draw that myself. It's wonderful to hear people say that. I love getting like fan art and stuff, and it really you'll see. I mean, I'm sure have you gotten fan art yet for?
Oh yeah, we had a fan art competition.
For Eternal, yeah.
We were getting.
It just feels great, right? So like seeing people.
It really does
draw your creation and make their versions of it. It's freaking awesome.
I don't have the words for it, to be honest, because we didn't ask anyone to do it, and we had so much of it that we ended up doing a fan art competition because people were just drawing fan art anyway, so why not, right? And it happened maybe, I don't know, 12 or 13 of them we have in total, but every single one of them, it doesn't feel any different. The 13th one still feels as exciting as the first one. It was just, this is ridiculous. People are drawing our characters and shit, and we haven't even got the book out yet, It's best feeling. I don't even have the words
Definitely. For it. But this is also Strife. This is his original form. So he's a military made AI mecha, and he's designed as a protector for humanity. They're designed as a system that will protect humans throughout the globe. So they're highly adaptive. They are able to self-engineer. And like I said before, he can transform, so he can turn into like ship mode to transport the team around in. And in this form, though, he has a transformation that you'll see in this issue. I won't say what it is, but you'll see if you, of course, get the book.
Cool.
But but he's smaller here. Where we saw before, he's bigger. As the series goes on, he will add things to him. He'll change his look. He'll add weaponry because he's able to do that. He's able to self-engineer.
Upgrades.
Yeah. As long as he has the materials to make what he needs, he can totally do that.
Well, Wood likes it. Wood thinks the design looks fucking rad.
Thank you.
NTM wants to know what happened. Apparently, Fizz is timed out. I didn't know Fizz was timed out, so if that happened, well, sucked in, Fizz. No, I don't know. But yeah, Oz, it's okay. We forgive you, man. Oz was losing his cool there, but Mo took care of it. Thank you, Mo. Appreciate you. But yeah, we're coming down to the end. It's, I don't know, what time is it for you? Because it's nearly 4 o'clock for me, and I have to go to the post office today. That's why we need to go.
It's after midnight here, so it's 12, almost 12:40 in the morning.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's okay then. Like, at least you don't have to go anywhere after this.
Right. Yeah. I'm just gonna go to bed.
So yeah, tell us about the tiers and things.
Okay.
Before we close out of that.
Earlier tonight was the last day to get a lot of the things. I cut things off to make distribution easier, mostly because the guy that does the metallic covers, you have to ship, you have to order in bulk. So it'd be a lot harder to do that and keep those items up and things. But so everything's gone except for you can get issues 1 through 3 in this package here for $37. So if you missed out on the first 2, that's totally fine. You get them in this deal here.
That's definitely the one you want then.
And then if you want additional issues of 1 through 3, you can add them on to this here if you want to, double it up or whatever.
Convenient.
And then this one is the PDF, and you can also add on the other 2 PDFs to this one as well to make your own, however you want to do it. And then there's the you don't like the digitals?
No, Kemosabi's all for digitals, and I'm always like, no, man, don't make digitals. Don't worry.
Right. I mostly do it for internationals if they don't want to pay the crazy.
Yeah, but I'm international, and I'm telling you, don't worry about it. And then Kemosabi would straight up say, no, the digital needs to happen for us internationals. So don't listen to anything I say. Yeah, okay. Go on.
I'm imagining too if he was here too, and y'all would just be going back and forth like yes, no.
What's going on in the chat here? I don't know what Mo's done. What have you done, Mo? It's okay. I forgive you. Yeah, sorry. Carry on.
And there's the inside version of the issue 3, and then there's 1 through 3 PDFs all together, and then there is the signed version of the book, and then again all 3 chapters, but this one you get them all unsigned. And then there's still 1 Brian Belando art commission, and one of them has sold out, so there's only 1 left, and that includes the shipping, that $250 price. And he will draw any cartoon or comic book character of your choice, and that's traditionally drawn, not digital. So you get the actual piece mailed to you.
Yeah, all right, cool. All right, I just need to let the chat know though. I have done what needs to be done. I have given Oz a wrench, but unfortunately, that does not negate the timeout. So Oz needs to sit through however long it is you twisted bastards timed him out for. Also, I know who timed him out. So none of those shenanigans or anything either. Like I can see that on my end. Like, just so you know. And yes, B-Rose. Yeah, like that's exactly right. Just know you only have your wrench right now because I am feeling generous and taking care of you and making sure you don't get timed out, because I see what Mo's doing, and Mo is out of control right now. Yes, I can see B-Rose still has a wrench. I've done what needs to be done, and I've given Oz one. Oz has a wrench now too. But it's a bit late for Oz, is the problem. To be honest, I thought Oz already had one, to be honest. But yeah, Mo's in control. Hail, David, welcome. Yes, you missed it. Be quiet, though. I'd be quiet if you want to stay safe, man. You will get timed out in here. It's Wild West today. and there's nothing I can
Wild
do.
West.
Yeah, wrenches are basically mods. Yes, the wrenches are basically the mods. That's who my wrenches are. They are my mods. But we call them wrenches because they have little wrenches next to their names. And yeah, so what's this? What am I looking at?
Oh, this was the art I put up for the examples of what Brian could draw for you.
Right, nice.
A good example of his talent.
Very talented.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love
really
his
like
mumra there.
Yeah, I dig it.
That Raphael.
I was going to say I really like his Ninja Turtle his style.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone draws Ninja Turtles differently, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's one of the fun things too about those characters. You know,
you're actually closing up soon, aren't you? Like you're already into.
Well, no, these. Right? Yeah, well, like I said earlier, the all the collectibles are no longer available. So, just the books are up now, and the PDF or the regular versions of the books, and the Brian Blondo commission, and they're going to be up for a while. I'm not sure how long. I might even leave them up until I do the issue 4 campaign. I just haven't decided yet, so they'll be up for a good while for people to grab those.
No, that's good.
So I basically did like a soft closing. You know, I did like a half closing, I guess you could say today.
What a soft closing, huh?
Yeah, I'm not sure how you would word it, but
no,
but yeah, because all the collectibles are no longer there, but the books.
B-Rose is just glad Oz is safe now. But don't worry, B-Rose, you're going to lose your... As soon as I get bored enough, man, B-Rose loses his wrench and Fizz gets B-Roses. Just because I like to see things... Like, I like to throw grenades at shit sometimes.
Nice.
Yeah, just watch yourself, B-Rose. That's going to happen eventually. So, yeah, go back Chaotic Flux number 3 and issue 1 and 2 if you haven't already. Go and get that now while you can, because you're running out of time for all of us are talking about our campaigns now, and they're all coming up to ends and closing. You know, so yeah. And Aaron, seeing as you're in the chat here, I don't know if you've ever seen the show or anything, man, but I actually have a comic book out, so you should go buy it. Considering we're friends, you know, like go check out The Embrace. It's about spooky ghosts, spooky ghost powered superhero, and yeah, go check out Chaotic Flux, everyone who hasn't already, because yeah. It's already got 3 issues out, so you've got plenty of story there. It's super cheap. Like I was looking at the prices the whole time. I was like, "Fuck, this is super cheap."
It's 84 pages of story so far.
That's awesome.
If you get all 3,
that is awesome. Oz wants to give Fizz his wrench. No, Oz. If I take your wrench away, it just disappears into the ether. It's destroy the wrench.
To the ether.
Yeah. So yeah, let's remove this and let's head out. Right. I want you all to remember, at the end of the day, it's not that hard to make comic books and things. It's just time consuming, and you've got to be able to work as a team and things like that. But it's not something that you can't figure out, you know?
Yeah, and there's well, everyone went quiet, like, oh yeah, okay. No, I was gonna say too, like that's one of the things too when I got into, you know, making comics is there's so many people out there that if you if you're not sure how to do something, you know, there's lots of people out there that will, you know, help you out and guide you along your path.
Someone timed out NTM? Who timed out Noah? He is a child. You monsters. Okay, well, Oz requested that his wrench be removed, so I did exactly that. So have at him. I mean, if he wants to fight for his life in the chat without a wrench to protect himself, that's entirely on him. But you know what that means? That means that I will forever think that... Actually, that's kind of harsh. I'm not going to say that. But I was going to say I will forever think that he is better than all of you. Because the name of the outro song today is called Better Than You. So I hope you all enjoy this today. But I'm not actually sure if I shared the audio or not. So let's just stop that and I'll share the screen properly. But yeah, as I was like, my lead into that was kind of harsh. So disregard that, but don't disregard the message of the song. You can hear that, right? Good stuff. Enjoy.
you want, but I'll be doing just fine. I'm getting older, maybe I should change my beer to a wine. You know I get up way too early for the daily grind, and then I scream into the mic until it's morning time. I know what I want, do you know? I know that I want to let go. I'm better than you are. I'm better than you are. Baby, you just tried so hard. I'm better than you are. I'm better than you are. Baby, you just tried too hard, yeah. You know I'm drinking on the weekend cause I like the taste. I keep forgetting to remember how I got to the place. A picture perfect person puffing, pissing up in a wall. You know I'm better than you, baby, it's not your fault. I know what I want, do you know? I know that I want to let go. I'm better than you are. I'm better than you are. Baby, you just tried too hard. I'm better than you are. I'm better than you are. Baby, you just tried too hard, yeah.
Like and subscribe, everyone. Thanks for joining us, Dave. Make sure you like and subscribe.
I know what I want, do you know? 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 Yeah!
Fizz Brozo, what the fuck?
I know what I want, do you know? I know that I want to let go. I'm better than you are. I'm better than you are. Baby, you just tried too hard. I'm better than you are. I'm better than you are. Baby, you just tried too hard, yeah. I'm better than you are. I'm better than you are. I'm better than you are. Yeah.
I usually end the stream right here, but it seems that another one of my real life friends is in the chat. I believe
Nice.
that is Colin, which means Aaron told Colin to come here. So, hey, Colin, we're just ending.